the side of the big tower, big observation tower. The observation tower that was 4 floors tall. On the first floor, it was a big dining room with some food stuff. And at the end, the exact opposite side as the elevator was the first story kitchen, the first kitchen number 1. Second story, there was kitchen number 2 on the left of when you went up there, and kitchen number 3 on the right. Which was basically the same thing, except it also had a vending machine, which I don't think the other floor had a vending machine. Floor number 3 had an observation thing and a reception's desk. Floor number 4, same thing, except it had 2 vending machines. It did not have a reservations thing. It also had another stairwell thing and a cooler. The stairwell thing led up to the topmost floor. What the frick? Had a lot of power boxes and all in some of the circuitry stuff. Meanwhile, then there's an open-ish area that leads up a floor to lead to the huge space. It's space. What the frick? Leads to the huge space. Leads to the huge top of the tower. Or is Needle? Good lord, I missed. Anyways, it was late at night. It was late-ish at night. People were all around the entire thing. In the second kitchen, something bad was brewing. Get over here. Well, a huge explosion, a gas leak must have happened. It blew a huge hole inside of the second kitchen, which girthed straight through the first, second, and third floors and broke a hole that led to the elevator, and broke a small hole in the back, smallish hole in the back that led to the elevator shaft. Then the first floor was no more grimy. The explosion had also destroyed the stairwell, leaving everyone on the first floor trapped, as the elevator had just gotten jammed a bit, and everyone on the second story also trapped, unless if they made the perilous journey to try and get up or down. People were panicking. After the explosion, everything melted. People in the computer room and the heat on the 5th floor certainly felt it. The floor was not designed to hold the weight of it. Less on the floor, more of it exploded outwards. It exploded, fell out, causing this huge chunk of a hole, exposing the entirety of the stairwell that led to the third and fourth floor. The only complete stairwell other than the employees only stairwell, and led the huge girth to mean that you could but not easily. Then the floor caved out even more, causing another collapsing of things and the entire thing to be opened up. The huge needle groaned as its bearing ceilings somewhat tilted. Third floor got blocked by some rubble and one of the power boxes that had been blown over and away. There's also this random brick thing that I shoved off, because why would I keep it up there? Anyways, there's people having still be a panic on. in the second kitchen. The kitchen suddenly broke even more. The ovens now hung a bit dangerously. One fell down the shaft in an explosion that blew out some things. Some stuff then fell down the huge open hole. The entire thing was broken apart. The entire thing being the entirety of the area. Living for another wall, living till I fall to my death. I wanna know where it goes and what happens to my love, and why I'm not satisfied. Nothing will change it here as we go along. There's the third floor. The huge girth of her right here was pretty frightful. But from the chaos, the floor around the switchboard suddenly caved in and they exploded, causing them to crash down and blow straight through some of the floors. Flooring, third floor. This frick. Don't tell me the freaking teleport's gone. Oh, thank God. People would be able to go from the first floor to the second floor using the parts of the wreckage. The second floor was able to access the third floor from part of the flooring now being gone. That stuff collapsed. A huge chunk of the flooring suddenly blew and fell straight down, causing the huge girth of a hole to be made in her. Let's get to the third floor stairwell right now. Space Needle still lurched about, barely holding on. That's when an explosion happened with one of the power boxes suddenly, after having been sparking, then suddenly exploded, and the huge towering Space Needle then fell down, flying towards the ground and exploding apart. The huge base of it had torn apart of the rest of it. I'm calling it Space Needle, I don't know why. And the stairwell thing was also destroyed, though you could access the thing. The tower was barely holding upon itself. The big weight of the sudden loss of it led the tower to start to lurch before the thing then fell straight through the ground. And the bomb floor then exploded even more. And that stuff ripped apart and collapsed down. The power boxes of the fifth floor breaking apart. The fifth floor had a singular observation thing still on it. As much as the thing exploded, then it finally broke apart and fell down. Slightly more than half of the tower still remained up. Or suddenly it fell off and caused the table to fall over. Pieces of wreckage still rained around.